So I actually was scoping out some of these lists here, and
Okay.
Colton is, I think, if I read that correctly, he is one of the few players on Amethyst Sapphire.
Okay, so we're looking at Colton versus Blue. Do we know who's on the left and who's on the right?
I think Dan said Blue is on the right. Let me see if I can try to
Blue's on
find
the right.
Blue's.
Okay.
So let me see if I can try to find Blue's list. Okay, so Blue
All right.
is
Should we?
on. Ooh, this is not a fun matchup for our
Oh,
Blurple
call
hero.
Mikey in here. It's Blurple. Call Mikey in.
Yep. No,
Where's
you know, I,
Mikey
I
at?
actually told Mikey. Mike was like, "Where's the Blurple?" And I was like, "There's one there, bro." So yeah.
Yeah, we're
So
trying.
and then on the
Okay.
right we have Blue, aka Jonathan, and they are on Amber Steel. So I am pulling up the list now just so I can kind of
Ooh,
have a better.
spicy.
Yeah. So I
Now
did
this
actually.
matchup
Yeah.
traditionally, like pre ban and all this stuff, like in a pre Hiram world or during Hiram, I guess. Amber Steel, I feel it was just slightly favored above Blurple. I mean, I don't know what your vibes are on that. Or like, what's your sentiment
So
about this matchup without any knowledge?
the Steel Song matchup, the Steel Song version was, but the Diggy Hole version was not, and
Okay.
it looks like Colton, or sorry, not Colton, Blue is on more of a Diggy aggro variant. So I don't know how much practice or like prep work Colton has into this matchup. So we could see, but again, it just comes down to like if they start very strong and you just have really no answers to like the early pressure, it does end up being a little difficult. So we'll see.
Yeah.
And it looks
Oh,
like,
and note for production, we just need a lore counter if you can get one out there for us.
oh yep. If not, I'll load up one on my again just for myself, and I can keep everyone updated too until we get one.
What we see, look at the classic opener of a Cinderella, Ink and Cinderella. Now we do see that there's a bell in hand. I don't see a popsicle though. Do we see the popsicle? No, we don't.
Hmm.
We don't see
Oh,
a
there we go. Okay,
popsicle.
there's our lore counter. Perfect.
Dan, the man on the job, the judge, everything, the production staff. Dan is a hero. If you don't know that, I should tell you this. Having met him in person, he is a fantastic dude and a hard worker.
Yep.
Now we see Chernobog's followers getting inked to play a Diablo.
Yep. So probably a safer play when you see the turn one Cindy, just because you're guaranteed to get the card. Like if you play the Chernobog, even though it does test it a little bit, you see it, yep, as the
Yeah.
Cindy, the classic opening.
Yep.
So you do guarantee yourself one card there. Also, can we talk about the sleeves? Like I can't tell what these sleeves are, but on the left, but they're kind of nice.
They are kind of nice. Yeah, the art I can't tell what they are, but they're pretty cool. They seem pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I do like them.
Very artsy.
Yep.
Yeah. Seems a little dark, a little brooding. This is like as I mentioned earlier, like an Eeyore vibe.
Yep. Definitely. So there is the bell that we could not play for free. So we are going to see the Tipo. So getting
That
the
is, yeah.
standard ramp going.
And so we're doing the thing, and what Blurple likes to do is Blurple likes to ramp. What's cool about Blurple's ramp though is it doesn't need to go super crazy. It just wants to be one step ahead. It wants to play Genie on 4 or on 3 when
Mhm.
you're forced to play things on 4. Like it just needs to be one step ahead in order for it to be very very well positioned in a match and give it just as much control of the tempo as it can, which I always found very cool about Blurple.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, like they're just trying to like it's all you're playing all the good, the 40 good amethyst cards, and then you just do it just a little bit faster, just with
Yeah.
the playing the Sapphire engine. As we
And we've got
finally
our first lore on the table as we see Mr. Smee take that one damage. It is a bumbling mate after all, so Mr. Smee bumbled his way into a pile of furniture or something and took that one damage.
Yep. Which is funny because he did it because there's no captain to like tell him where to go, so he was like bumbling around, and then like a captain was like, oh, "Hold on, it's me, just stop right there, and you don't take
You just
damage."
calm down. Yeah, just relax, dude. Stop moving. You'll be fine. You'll stop clicking your mouse, like your back button on your mouse there, JDZ. I mean Smee.
So yeah, so I mean, I mean, obviously, so no actions, but the actions don't really affect the Blurple too much. Oh, and that is a Kita,
Yes, it
which
is. This Kita's really cool. I'm a big fan of this Kita actually.
yep,
Um, like an interesting inclusion. Like I find it interesting that it's made its way into a Blurple deck. Blurple like really wasn't playing Hiram anyway, so I wonder how much we're learning from the Hiram being gone. That's really modifying, and it really shows you that like a band, it ripples through time and it ripples through all the decks in some degree. And so like changes have been made even to Blurple where Hiram doesn't traditionally show up, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, it's also just really good into the discard matchup. So like say
Yes.
so if you have it, you just turn sideways and then say like, all right, so you'll ink one thing and then just you'll guarantee your fixture draw for the next turn. And so and if it stays if it doesn't get banished, then you keep doing it.
Yeah.
So
And for those that don't know what it does, it is a 4 cost 3/3. It's got ward and it has the effect key to the puzzle. You can tap Kita, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put one into your inkwell face down and exerted, and the other on top of your deck.
yeah, so again, so yeah, you're still ramping while, but then also again, like you're fixing your draw. So now this is a tricky spot for the for Colton here on the left, just because like the board is now starting to get a little out of control, and especially with that Rapunzel down too. So like you can push lore Jonathan on the right can push lore very very easily now, and I think
Yeah,
he's already
absolutely.
at 5, I think, right?
That is, oh yeah, the lore counter move, but I do believe that is either a 5 or 6 that is sticking up, but we can only see half the phone there for anybody
Yep.
who can hear us. That
So
is
this
at the venue.
is this Sven or is it Elsa? It is Elsa.
Oh my goodness, yeah. See, just a little bit earlier, just going a little bit earlier. I love how they keep pushing the phone out of the way.
Yep, exactly. It's just pushing it even farther away. So
Yes.
interesting choice to take out the Rapunzel. How do you feel about that? Like, do you think about that play?
So the thing about Steel Song is you're constantly like the goal is to deal with singers. If Blue or Jonathan over here were able to sing a whole new world, which you don't know, you're not sure if we're seeing a whole new world or not here yet.
Hmm.
If there's a whole new world coming, then you've got a bunch of singers that can play 3 cards from your hand of various costs with Cinderella, with Pete, and with Rapunzel. So Rapunzel being the highest cost represents a pretty dangerous threat. It can sing things like Zeus, and you
Hmm.
don't know that. So you do have to prioritize the higher cost characters or the characters that just have a singer effect that exceeds that of any of the costs of the characters on the table.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I
I
feel
so,
you.
so I don't disagree with the option of getting rid of Rapunzel here.
Okay, but then we do see a penny. So
Ooh,
that is
okay,
another
yeah,
interesting one that we do see.
okay.
Healing up the Smee.
Yeah, and a supercharged, a superpowered Strength of a Raging Fire,
Hmm.
with also the destruction of Akita puts our player here, puts Colton in a very very tough spot. You've got Blue sitting here with 5 lore worth of characters on the table. You've
Hmm.
got a Cindy who can sing 3. This is not looking fantastic, especially that Blue has 7 lore right now. I mean, yeah,
The
this
Smee
is tough.
doesn't take damage also from the penny.
Yes, correct. Because it gives a character it chooses a character to give resist upon playing.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, so the Smee should not have taken the one damage there, but no, yeah, this is definitely a very scary position to be in for Colton here on the left.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, we see Colton right now is what I like to call is currently in the tank, just thinking about the options. Like, how do I get out of this? Can I get out of this? Is there any outs in my deck? Well, Colton's going through that math right now and trying to figure that out. And we
Hmm.
see this isn't a bad thing to put down. I mean, Elsa is helpful.
Yep.
Choosing to get rid of Penny, I think that's a
Yep.
that's a good play there.
Yeah, it's probably the I guess it's just either side you want to get rid of either the Singer 3 or the penny at that point. So it's just either way. I'd probably lean personally towards the Singer 3, but the penny, yeah, obviously the 2 or threat like is getting to a point where you have to kind of work on the yeah, like okay, you got to just
Yeah,
lure off the board. So I do understand that thinking as well.
yeah, it's a lot of pressure. I mean, the thing here's my thought process as well is you don't know when the next time that Cindy is going to get turned around, and although we're just seeing it now.
Hmm.
So is taking out the Cindy the right play? Penny being a 2 quester, there's a lot of desire and want to turn that thing sideways. Although, man, oh man, did the condition of this game just change? We've got a
Yes.
bodyguard. We've got just 2 quester on 2 questers on 2 questers. Holy smokes, Sisu! This changes the complexion of the game really
And not
quickly.
only a bodyguard, but a bodyguard that we haven't seen for many sets
Yeah.
in the
Oh,
Prince. 1/3 resist bodyguard with +1 resist. Oof, that is something I haven't seen in a long time.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm curious if this has always been in Blue's deck or if this is a new inclusion. But
Yeah,
yeah,
for
love that
sure.
Prince.
Yeah, that now this is This is a tricky spot too, because the it doesn't even check it. The Elsa can't even check it.
No, yeah, it can't. I mean, effectively, you've got to throw four strength into it to deal with it, given the resist +1. And the thing that's wild about this bodyguard is look at what it's protecting. It's protecting a Daisy Duck. It's protecting a Smee. I mean, just if we don't deal with this quickly, and currently what Colton has on board, the most that each of those characters can do is one. Not enough to deal with the threat. We got although Crab can
Crap.
solve some problems for you, the Crab comes in and does the thing.
It does exactly what it had to do. That was a big character to get rid of right there. So they were lucky enough to find the crab. One card in hand, so they had to ink something they probably didn't want to. Oh,
Yeah, and
Calhoun
oh no, the
into
doc,
the dock.
the doc does the thing.
Oh,
Oh, this is rough. This is
this is
rough.
very, very rough.
All right, choosing to quest the two questers, the ones with. So we got Daisy Doc revealing a Diablo. All right, and then yeah, so that's me also choosing the quests, putting Blue to 13, putting Blue into what we call Lorthal, into Lorthal range here.
Yes, this is a very scary spot to be in. So let's see how does Colton try to get out of this. So we're sailing.
On a boat, escaping by way of boat.
Is this Elsa number 3?
Ooh, do we have
Oh,
answers? Let's
I did
see.
see a genie.
Yeah, but that's going to be too little, too late. Let's see here. 4 plays the genie. Okay, so certainly we do have the ability of taking care of characters on the board. It'll
Hmm.
allow Blue not to win the game. However, still not a fantastic spot to be in, given how behind Colton is on the lore count right now. It's just too far behind. It's not great.
Yeah, I mean, you can take out both two questers pretty easily with but because you got crab, and then you can do crab into to pump probably the Elsa just to prevent any
Yeah,
damage. But the draw also could be advantageous as well.
yeah, certainly. We see the choice here apparently is to, yeah, so we're looking at dealing a damage to the crab, and all right, all right, there you go. And then Elsa is taking out the Mr. Smee.
Hmm.
So we have 3-3 in terms of character count, but the lore is very, very much not in the favor of Colton.
Yeah, this is a very rough spot here, unfortunately, for our Blurple hero on the left.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody send Mikey over some tissues. This is going to be tough for him over at Freedom Gaming.
Yeah, he's not going to be happy with this.
No.
So taking out the rabbit there, so gaining 2 lore, taking 1 damage, or should be taking 1 damage.
Which I find funny too, because granted, I'm trying not to make this about a South Florida thing, but it's like Freddie versus Mikey right now is what I'm making fun of.
Yeah.
Or Wochuk even Wochuk
Oh
here
yeah.
too.
Oh man.
So yeah, we see and look at Blue is doing exactly what you need to do with this deck. Just keep throwing characters. If you're throwing only one character down per turn, you're doing it wrong. You got to just throw them out there. Colton having to respect it. Colton saying, "Yeah, yeah, fine, fine, you got me. I give, surrender, Uncle." And we're gonna
Yep.
go into game number 2 as Blue's got to be feeling pretty good about this.
Yeah, that was about as picturesque of a game 1 on the play as it could have been. So
Yeah, now
quite good.
Colton knows what he's up against. Colton's going to get a chance to go first here. What is Colt? So what is Colton looking for in order to not lose? Like, what does Colton need the mulligan for, or alter for, rather, going into the start of this game? What
So
would you be looking for?
now that you see that it's more of the aggro shell, I think kind of like that popsicle bell line will help out, and then you have to just respect this, like you were saying, respect the singers. So that turn, I think that turn when he had the chance to take out the Cinderella, he maybe should have instead of the penny. But again, I understand like keeping like the high lore threats off the board, and then you have to just work on just like getting to your card draw, getting to your higher characters. Playing your Elsas, your Svens, your Hades, and then just making sure that you just control the board and just kind of keep them off their singers. So let's see what how Colton gets there, how they change
Yeah.
their mulligan strategy.
All right. I see.
I see a
Oh, look! Did you see that? Did you
I
see
saw
what
it.
I
Yep,
see?
immediately.
The thing, and he's going to do the thing. Everybody, guys, gear up. It's going to happen. It's
Hmm.
going to happen. We're going to see a popsicle into a bell.
Yep.
First time, I believe, in this tournament. At least that I've been on stream.
Yep. I didn't see if there was a. I didn't see if there was ramp, but I could be wrong. I saw the first two cards were exactly what we said. Popsicle Bell.
Yeah, and then I did see a goat in there. I saw a couple of I don't recall seeing any ramp in there, but I
Yep.
guess we're about to find it. Ooh, can we find it? Oh, the world will never know, Sisu. The world will never know.
Unfortunate. I want to see. I want to see. All right. And then I have not seen. I can't really see too much on the side of blue on the right.
Yeah, keeping the hands a little bit close to the chest there.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
And Dead Canna, I think everyone's waiting to see if we're running the Helga spice. We've been talking about Helga all stream. We're hoping to see some Helga. We saw some of the magic broom, that evasive magic broom.
Yep.
But I don't think we've seen. At least I haven't seen Helga yet. If it has, it was when I was not on stream.
Yeah, I don't know if we have. I mean, that was something that I talked about before. I did see there was a Peter Pan shadow that was played in one of the past few
Oh,
games,
it was
and
so
I was
good.
like, exactly what I was
I
talking. I
was
was like, I
stoked.
told you guys, that's a big winner.
Yep, I was stoked.
Oh, so we got a popsicle off the mulligan.
That is crazy. Okay.
Ink a popsicle, play a
Although,
popsicle, draw
yeah,
a card, banish, go 3/3, baby.
that's that's a start. That's a turn one if I ever saw one. Holy moly! You got Bell down. Bell, of course, as we talked about earlier. Dealing with just getting stuff thrown around, having to deal with Beast's emotions, and now she's finally alone. She's sitting here on the field with no one bothering her, and here comes Cinderella to try to mess everything up for her. Jeez,
Always.
Louise, Cindy, read the room, Cinderella. Read the room.
Oh, but that's about as perfect of a start as you can get. You see it's a Cinderella, so you don't have to worry too much about like attacking it or like it coming into you. So drawing two cards immediately off of friends, and we hit a Tipo as well.
Yeah,
Blurple
yeah, that's
Blurple
pretty
is doing
sick.
the thing. This is the thing that Blurple wants to do.
Yep, it wants to get a three cost character down on one. It wants to ramp a little bit. It wants to play. It wants to be able to play Genie earlier than it should. Play a goat one turn earlier than it should. Just slight tempo increases. It's just 1% better every turn compared to a deck like Ruby Sapphire that wants to take 15-20% control turn by
Hmm.
turn towards the end of the game, which I always think is interesting. Just 1% better every turn is the difference between Blurple and other decks.
Yep, absolutely. It's just like it's not. It's like almost like it's a death by 1,000 cuts, and then you're like, oh wow, I'm just dead. Just happens. You
Yeah,
don't even realize it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's like I only got one more cut this turn than I normally do. No big deal. Just no need to look over here. Don't look at me. I'm fine.
Yep.
We're not broken.
Ooh, a sneaky smash. Haven't seen that card played in a
Really.
long time.
Oh, here we go. Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
you know
And
what?
there's multiple
Respect.
reasons here. So we have to respect that. So Amber Steel really good at putting down multiple characters. It excels at playing two characters on two, three characters on three, and we just saw the reason why, because it's running cards like Strength of a Raging Fire, which are super powered, just like Nova bombs in the hand of Blue as we're kind of just pushing along on our game plan.
Yep, exactly. Like you said, like a Nova Bomb. It's like a Spirit Bomb. Just summon it. Just gets bigger and bigger as your board gets bigger. And Amber Steel is one of the best at getting those bigger boards. Ooh,
Oh,
very early
it's a
goat.
goat. It's an
Not
early goat.
yeah, not the ETB you want to see at this time. But again, it's not nothing wrong with it though. I mean, still 4 health or a four willpower character, so um it checks the Daisy perfectly.
Listen, Sisu, how do you win this game? What's the win condition of this game? How do you win?
Like
You
I
get
always
to
tell everyone,
20.
you want to get to 20 lore faster than your opponent.
Right. And guess what? We did it one goat at a time, a little early, but we did it none the same.
Yep, exactly. So let's see what blue cooks up here. Looks like we're
Now
singing.
yeah. Okay, yeah. And you have to, because the problem with that goat is that it checks that Daisy Duck. So
Hmm.
you have to get rid of it. There's just no two ways about it.
Yep. So two strengths in the hand though. So our hand is running a little low on for our Amber Steel player here. And oh, we're playing two. Well, this is gonna be. Oh, maybe not. Are we not playing two? We're thinking about what we want to play for two.
Okay.
And it's
Oh,
a bumbling mate.
yep. Yeah, absolutely. And we see the Daisy Duck. What do we trigger for Daisy Duck? Let's find out. We see we're tied up at lore. The Daisy trigger reveals a Kita to the hand, another opportunity to ramp, assuming we can get it down and it survives. We
Mm-hmm.
also draw a Tipo for the start of our turn.
Yep. So we could see like you can go like Kita. I think there's a one drop. I think I saw a Churnabox followers in hand as well. So we have a
Looks
bell.
yeah,
There's a
with a bell as
couple.
well. Yeah,
There's a couple different things we can do here. Kind of want to save a bell for like a bigger blowout play, probably. But
yeah, that would make the most sense.
yeah, but
You know, it's
I think I saw a rabbit. I feel like I might have saw a rabbit, but I could be wrong though.
we've been working on vibes the whole broadcast, Sisu. So I appreciate that. Thank you for working on vibes.
I mean, so that's how you go. And we're talking about actual vibes, not the Penguin trading card game over here.
Although speaking of penguins, we know JDZ has a hunger, just a craving, just thirsty for penguin.
Thirsty for that penguin blood.
Yeah, ill. That's a little dark, but that works. Just a little dark.
A little dark, but yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, I was just gonna say yeah, one into the Cinderella. So how do you feel about that play?
um, that's a great question. How do I feel about that play? I'm curious as to what I think. Maybe the goal is to trigger the bell. Maybe we're trying to get some damage around here to provoke that bell use being at least a higher value than just playing it for nothing.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, what we've got here is just song after song, and the empty. Oh, someone summoned her. You say her name, and she appeared. Helga has made it to the table. There's Helga Sinclair.
We were
That's
talking about it
crazy
earlier,
stuff.
and I didn't want to spoil it because again, like having the list, I didn't want to spoil it, but we do have a Helga sighting. And then Daisy
Yes.
trigger into a Chernobog, but yes,
Wow. These Daisy triggers are just giving up those characters. Is it too little, too late, Sisu? Like, what's your? I know it's a little early, but what's your vibe? Is this game over before it started?
it's about as close to being over as it probably can be, unfortunately. I
Yeah.
mean, there's still some game left here. We need to see a large like a Spirit of Winter, something along those lines. There's just a way to clear. We got to just clear some characters. Like we need to see like Crab into, we're at so we can see like a Crab into a Fox, something along those lines.
Yeah.
That'll clear two characters. We can clear if we see Crab Fox that clears three characters.
Yeah,
So.
certainly. I mean, we know we have the bell as well, so maybe we slam the rabbit into something and
Hmm.
then give that damage over. Try to reduce the number of characters that are currently on the table. So we see a rabbit slamming into a Cinderella. We turned maybe three. Yep, it looks like three ink. So we are casting a fox.
Okay.
Okay, so we're getting value from that rabbit by giving it one more chance to draw for us.
Yep. So we check the Daisy,
Now
which is good.
yes, we do. We do. So that does bring, yeah, that brings a little bit of pain down. The fox does get to live, which is a huge deal in this matchup.
Yep, definitely. And then there is still that pesky Cinderella though. Oh, I guess there's no hand on the side of blue, so
That
we can overextend a little bit if we have to.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even call it an overextension. I think we're just extending at
We're
that
just
point.
exactly we're just
Yeah.
playing, and then the crab. There it is. So we deal with the board.
Okay.
That was about as picturesque of a play as you could have expected to
Yeah.
handle that board. And like we're pretty much back in the game at this point.
Yeah. I mean, we've got a crab. We've got a fox that is going to take something out if blue decides to deal with it. Wow. Okay. Interesting. And there are some targets
Hmm.
for that bare necessity. Okay. So bare necessities. Yeah.
Yep.
Gets rid of
Okay.
friends on the other side. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it gets rid of the. I mean, yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
the option there. Yeah, I mean the sale is good. It's still a cantrip,
Yeah.
but you don't want to you don't want to give your opponent two
No.
cards.
No, you don't. Yeah, the bare necessities of life will come to you, as the song says. And what came to Blue was removing some undead friends, some people who are, I guess, like that's the whole point of the song, right? That like you've got friends that are no
Yeah, on
longer
the
alive.
yep, exactly. Yeah,
I think, yeah, the other side, I think, is where the characters go when they get banished.
yep, exactly. Yeah, the glimmers. It's where the glimmers go.
That's where the glimmers go when they get banished.
So yeah, so blue has a decision to make here. Like, do we deal with the board and then or like because you have to pretty much have to deal with this fox because if you don't, it takes out your daisy.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, the
Oh
you know
wait, did Let's see that Daisy trigger, and we were this time it
Ooh.
was not a character. Okay, so that is that maybe the take rate on that is if at least not 100 anymore. It was giving up 100% characters up
Yep.
until that very first that last trigger there.
Yep. Definitely. And I mean, the Blurple deck does have more hits now. Now that you're playing like Popsicle, and some of them are playing locations now. But it used to only be
Yeah,
like four to eight, like 8 hits, and now it's a little bit higher at least.
absolutely. Yeah, certainly. Yeah, that's one of the cool things about deck building is that cards that exist that have been around for a little bit, they change in value. And Sploosh, thank you for noticing. Sploosh wants to know where all the handsome casters' faces are. We want you to pay attention to the match. Is the primary reason why we don't do that. We don't want you to be distracted by our beauty. So, you're welcome for
Yeah.
that.
Don't worry, you'll be see us looking all handsome and everything later. So so we have the genie into a bell. So again, just playing you actually playing the bell for her cost. Obviously just with good stats. A 3/3 for 3.
Yeah, that's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you certainly would rather get her for free, but if you have to play her for three, it's not the worst value you've ever spent.
Yep, definitely. So this Daisy is gonna survive for one more turn at
That's
least.
crazy to me.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
And then
Yeah.
actually,
So,
if the Daisy does stick around, depending on what we draw here, we can see a really interesting one. 'Cause I
bro.
think that bell is still
Oh
in
my.
hand. Oh,
Okay.
oh, it's a happy. It's a happy.
Okay. So there was a couple of hits. I was thinking, what could have been drawn by blue that would have been the worst thing that Colton could have seen, and the answer, of course, is Rapunzel. But thankfully, did not see Rapunzel. And then to your point, for like a half second, I'm like, but what's the second worst thing? Would have been a dock.
Doc.
And
Yep.
I would have got a little, yeah. So we're good. At least it's a happy.
Yep. Just
Although
a
that
happy.
happy, yeah, yeah. I mean, we say just a happy, but it's evasive on its turn, so it's not the
Yep.
worst thing in the world. Yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah. No, it's not the worst. I mean, it doesn't like completely check the doesn't completely check the genie, but again, it's still an option.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm pretty sure there's a bell in hand, like the I don't even remember what it's called. Oh, I guess not. Maybe not.
Yeah,
So
we're yeah. I mean, this is certainly turning in the direction of for Colton here. Uh, like we're in top deck mode. Blues in top deck mode. Colton is not, and Colton is just continuing to present just a wider and wider board, and with characters with such high value. Rabbit draws another card. It's just crazy the value that Colton's
yep.
getting right now.
Yeah, it's almost the opposite of how we were saying how to beat the Blurple deck. You have to go wide. At this point, it's the exact. There's the dock off the top. It's also the same thing too for their side. Like just go wide at this point.
Yeah,
But blue just being stuck on 3 ink as well. It's just blue just finds himself in a very tricky spot.
yeah,
Oh, but
and yeah,
that was a strength. Yeah, not
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah,
the happy's gonna take it out though anyway.
yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, that was funny because I thought the same thing. I'm like, oh, is that a strength? No, no, it's not a strength. It's not a strength. Okay, okay. All right. Yeah, we're still seeing. Just they're kind of like in a weird spot. Like it's still anybody's game. It's not.
Hmm.
No one's like 100% locked in just yet. That's what I love about these kind of matchups. It's just such a fight. Like it's anybody can still win this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So like the biggest thing is gonna be like if we find a Rapunzel. Like if blue finds a Rapunzel and that Daisy still stays with that 3, that's a huge turn.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, you're not wrong about that.
I do see a
That
sideways
Daisy
card.
needs to
So
go.
yep, yeah, the Daisy has to, and then but blue's playing very smart about that, like keeping it upright, not having to worry about it. So I mean, obviously an Elsa will take it out, but I mean,
Yeah.
making them have it.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, that's what this game has to boil down to. We see
Mhm.
Kita being used. Okay, and we see. Thank you, Colton, for letting us see the hand. I
Yep,
appreciate that. So
yep.
we're
I'd
choosing
imagine.
between.
I was
Yeah.
about to say, I'd imagine the fox is gonna be the one that goes back on
Yep.
top.
Yep.
Now,
All
do we have
right.
a way to draw that fox right now? That'd be pretty cool. Oh wait,
Which I
is the
mean,
sail still in hand? If you still have the sail, we could sail and then
uh,
fox and rabbit and do stuff like that, something like that.
yes, it's called a rabbit.
Oh,
We see
okay.
the rabbit. That Kita's pretty good. I gotta say. I mean, there's some people that are kind of torn on that Kita. They're a little. I kind of like that Kita.
Oh yeah, no, I was telling Joey about it, and he was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, it's really good. Not only is it really good in the discard, but you get to just fix your draws if nothing else."
And we see the library. Okay,
Yep.
this is a pretty solid turn.
Yep. So you're probably gonna
This might have
move.
locked it in.
Yeah, this is very difficult or tough to deal with. You got to just figure out what you're gonna move there, and
All
then
right.
just
Okay.
quest away.
I mean, yeah, like why not, right? Just you got
Yeah.
to get to 20. Let's get to 20. Let's turn these things sideways.
Say
We
answer me.
see, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
Bells.
actually, taking out the Cinderella. Yep. If it's sideways,
Yep,
take it out. That makes sense.
got to deal with singers. We don't want singers. Singers are bad.
Singers are bad. And now back over to blue here. So that Daisy is just hanging around with 3 damage. Did we find need for
Daisy's
the
just sitting there
Rapunzel?
like,
There it is. Yep, we did
Rapunzel, where
find
are
it.
you, Rapunzel? Oh, thank you, Rapunzel.
All right. So
Finally.
again, this board is still very tough to deal with, but if nothing else, we have card draw again.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we are still in a not fantastic spot for blue. Um, but to the point that we've been saying this entire game so far, not over yet. This is not over.
Absolutely.
And so we know that blue. For those of you that are just joining us, blue, who's on the right side, won game one. We're currently in game two, and if blue can win this again, we'll take it 2-0. Colton, as we see in terms of lore count, is behind on the lore count, but the board presence and the control of the board right now indicates that Colton might be able to move into a good spot and take control of this game quicker than we might expect.
Yeah, and then you can obviously, and then you can deal with the board pretty easily now. Like Kita will check the Daisy, and then take out the dock, and then just a lone Rapunzel is not that scary.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it really isn't. I mean, we've got rabbits on the table. We've got the potential for Elsa's to come down and
Mhm.
just change the entire dynamic of this game. We've got the crab that can take something out, and take itself out if we can get the math right. Although it looks a little rough with the math currently on the board as it is. So Belle choosing to take out that was the happy.
Yep, definitely. And then it's just a matter of if. Oh, I think we're just gonna just say just turn sideways.
Oh, okay, yeah. Listen, yeah, I think that's some. If you think that you can outrace, then just run the race.
Yep, definitely. So I go to 16, and then a Hades would be good right now. I did see a second library in the hand, so maybe honestly just throw the second library down. I think that presents lethal right at that point. One or Lorthal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, if you put the second one down, that puts it without even a goat. It
Yeah,
presents it,
and
so you have to make them answer.
yeah, and the chat is noting potentially that the library did not gather the lore.
Oh, I think they might have marked it on. I think they might have marked it on there on the paper, maybe not on.
Oh,
Oh, I don't know.
potentially.
That's what I think. Or okay, Fox.
All right, we draw cards,
Mm-hmm.
and we know. Yeah, yeah. There you go. Fox takes out Daisy Duck,
Mm-hmm.
which is funny because that Daisy Duck is waiting to go on a date with Donald Duck, but the fox is the one that gets to take it out.
Hey. So got a lot. Still have a lot of ink to play with here as well.
We do, yeah. There's still a lot of. Yep. Oh, never
Yep.
mind. There's a second library on the table, and
Yep.
yep. Blue is saying, you know what? Let's just go to game three. Let's just go to game three, and so we're gonna go to game three, and we're gonna see how this turns out.
Thank you,
Rachel. We'll see
Rachel.
you later, Rachel.
Yep. Yep. Thank you for your kind words as well. Hope you can catch back the rest of the VOD or on another day for sure. So very exciting first 2 games. So we kind of saw both decks do what they wanted to do in each of their play games. So and
Yes. Yeah.
Blurple is by far, or Amethyst Sapphire is a deck that is significantly better on the play.
Yeah,
So
that's always been the case, though. I feel like that deck versus other decks, pretty. That's a very good descriptor, and I feel like that's more true of Blurple than anything else. You do not like nothing beats it. I think on the like very few things can beat it when it's on the plane, or rather, yeah, on the play. But when it's on the draw, there's like the matchups is where it kind of kicks in.
yeah, exactly. Like there's just some lines that it takes. I know like specifically like Diablo stuff takes a while. Like they they struggle to deal with that. Even like some of the Amber
Yeah.
Steel, like they could just you can see like one like Cinderella double one drop strength to take out a Bell, something like that, or just like Cinderella is just a very oppressive opener as well.
Yeah, certainly.
I did not see. Well, that was a big mulligan on the hand on the side of Colton. I didn't see how many blue took though.
Yeah, I unfortunately missed that.
But yeah, but that was definitely a mulligan for 6 or an altar for 6.
Yeah. Let's see if he's punished for that. You know, we always talk about the altar in this game being very, very forgiving. You can alter. This is probably one of the most forgiving altars of any game when it comes to card games, and that allows you to be. I don't want to say greedy, but it allows you to make more risks when it comes to what you decide to send away.
Yep.
And oftentimes you can get rewarded for that too. And so we see that blue has the so far as we can tell, the Goldilocks opener for Amber
Yep.
Steel.
And I think that's no one drops. That's a lot of uninkables. Okay, there's a one drop. Okay, good. There's a Diablo. I was about to say, I was like, there's a lot of
Yeah.
uninkables, and I had double. I saw a Hades double genie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that,
mean,
that
this is
that's
getting
tough.
crazy. Yeah. Okay, of course, as we'd expect, Cinderella does get to sing "Let the Storm Rage On,"
Hmm.
but of course, the whole reason why Colton put down that Diablo is because if it gets banished, Colton's allowed to draw for it. So at least it's somewhat of a fair trade. It's you're not really losing card advantage. You're kind of keeping
Hmm.
the same card advantage or
Yep.
maintaining it.
It's unfortunate that I think our only ramp at the moment is going to be a sail.
Oof. Okay. Yeah. And then now the question is, if you don't have a one drop, is it worth it to still ramp to add an additional ink here? That's always tough to justify, especially if all the cards are really good and
Yeah,
you might be
and
able to
because
use them later on.
yeah, because I saw there's a goat which I think he's going to ink too. Yeah, so he inks the goat. I
Yeah.
think yeah, and then
Oh, but wait, yeah, we did have one. Okay, so we did. Okay, that's fine.
okay.
That's fine. At least the ink was used, which is important here. You in order to win these games, you have to have a very efficient use of your ink. Oftentimes, if you lose a game, you can tie it back to just like an inefficiency somewhere. Either you didn't manage your hand effectively, you didn't manage your ink effectively, and these are the kinds of things that cost you. So the more we can turn those inks sideways and actually use them all, generally speaking, we're better off.
Yep, definitely. And then, as you can see, the Cinderella did take out the Churnabox followers, which is fine. I mean, at the end of
Yeah,
the day, like, you have to make them have it, and they did
correct.
have it. But now at least we're where we want to be. 4 ink on turn 3. So like it's almost like
Exactly.
this is 90. I'm about like 95% sure this is going to be a genie. 2 libraries
There's gonna be
to
a
the ink roll
genie.
though
Yeah,
is
that's
not
rough.
something you
Yeah,
normally it's not something you normally want to see here, especially because that's such a great card to kind of like get backhand advantage, get back into a matchup, especially this matchup too.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, that library is ultimately what sealed the deal for Colton last game. So to see two of them get sent into your inkwell is kind of it's rough to send the thing back that you're like, man, this thing was really helpful last game.
Yeah, definitely. And then to put 2 in immediately, it's not something you like to see, unfortunately.
No, 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 absolutely. But Calhoun here, oh, we sing the strength of a raging fire. Well, this is not a good spot for Colton. Colton has now gone 3 full turns without a character being able to survive it. Just every turn we blasted a character since the beginning of this game, and Colton is looking on the other side of the board and realizing I'm in danger.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of lore on the other side of the board right now, so we have to just try to just pick stuff off as best we can. Unfortunately, I know there's an Elsa in hand, so I think that's what we're gonna see here. Or that's the
Oh no,
Sven.
it's this new Sven.
The
Yeah, it's
Sven.
the dueling
Wow.
Sven. Oh,
Yep, which we are
you know,
looking at. Yeah,
even if
that's a
Colton loses, Colton got to make Blue read the card, and that to me is a win. A
that's
win's a
always
win.
that's a win in my book. So I love that Sven. I know our friend Mikey hates it, but I think
Yeah,
I wouldn't say it's a great card, but I do like the card as a whole.
yeah. And for those of you that don't know what it does, I'll let you know what it does. It is a 2 strength, 6 willpower character. It's also an ally in case that matters to you. It has rush, and it says when you play this character, a chosen character gets -3 strength for the turn,
Yep.
and it also has 1 lore on it. So it's a rusher that can shrink the person that it or the character that it is attacking to potentially keep it alive.
Yep.
I love Big Vin Diesel fan is like 2 colors on 1 card. What manner of sorcery is this? I love
Yep.
it.
Like Welcome to set 7.
Yeah,
Now I didn't see. I was looking up a card. Did the Rapunzel heal anything, or did they just play it down for the lore?
I didn't. I was reading Sven. I didn't get to see it. My
Yeah, I think
apologies.
I think they just yeah, I think we just or did we?
I mean, judging by the
No,
hand
actually, you know what?
size,
No,
it.
no, 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 no. It healed the Lawrence. That's what it
Okay.
was. Yep. Because I was like, wait a second, because like how'd they take out the Sven? Because the
Yeah.
Sven was undamaged. But yes, so good play there from Blue. Two cards in hand. Yeah, now we're getting into the scary hours part as they
Yeah,
can
this
definitely
is
start closing
there's
it out.
too much lost value here. There's just too much lost value. I can like if at this point I have to predict that Blue's going to win this one just because of the insane amount of just bleeding value that was lost on Colton's side. I mean, you lose that first card you play, you lose the second one you play,
Mhm.
you lose the third one you play. I mean, there's just too much value lost here. How do you come back from this? How do you win in this situation? I don't think you do. I don't
Yeah,
think you
you
do.
have. Yeah, it's very very difficult here, and it's just like all these options are rough options to swing into. 'Cause if you swing into the Calhoun, you do take it out, yes, but he still leaves you open to a Storm or a Strength. You swing, and then yeah, you take out the Singer there, but then there's still two Singers on the other side. It's just like
Yeah.
you're like rock at a hard place right now for sure for Colton.
Yeah, I mean, taking out the singer is only good if you don't have other characters of equal cost
Yeah,
to sing the
and
songs
and
anyway.
and between Lawrence and Rapunzel, you can sing as well. But we're getting to the point that like you're not even really
Yeah,
singing. You're just like, and then the Prince coming down too.
yeah.
And
This has to be game over at this point.
and the Prince, we had the strength in hand. Yeah, and even another thing too with the Prince or with uh the Princes, we just saw a crab get inked as well. So
Yeah,
yeah, well, this is it's
yeah.
almost curtains.
It's not Lorthal even if the Calhoun gets a chance to attack something, which you know it's unlikely because the character has to dry. But
Mhm.
we're going to go to 18 next turn with what's currently on the board. So yeah, this is a bad spot, and I
Yep.
just don't envision that the Blurple has anything that it can do. Blurple generally loses when the characters go wide. Although that is a great play, we do see the like the bodyguard just disappearing into the inkwell.
Yep.
So certainly a good target for that. I still think it's too little, too late at this point, but well, I guess Colton has to believe, and Colton has to have hope that that's not the case, or
Yeah,
else
you
why
almost
be
you
here?
almost have to we almost have to just chain Hades at this point, and yeah, and just
Yeah.
playing threat after threat after threat.
Yeah, and Lawrence is one heck of a threat.
Hmm. That is
And we're
true. So
seeing, yeah, we're
popsicle.
seeing this low to the ground build. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
And Colton sees the writing on the walls. There's just nothing that can be done. And ultimately, uh, Jonathan, aka Blue, has taken this and has went 2-1. Congratulations, Jonathan. And it's good to see Amber Steele still has a place here in this meta.